Third major concept that we teach is making aggressive movement of the ball. Okay, box positioning is very key to making aggressive movement of the ball. If you are too far up in the box, it limits your aggression towards the pitch. We teach our hitters to start with their front foot behind this point of the plate. Okay, this will allow them to make an aggressive movement of the ball, and more importantly, get their body center of mass attacking the pitcher. Okay, so we teach 3 different approaches at Rough Rider baseball. Okay, the first one is a traditional punch step. Okay, this is a traditional stride to the ball. Okay, as he takes his punch step, he's going to really stride and achieve his hill distance in line where he's going to be making contact. Okay, this makes an aggressive move with our body center mass and make sure that we're just keeping our weight behind the ball. Okay, the next one he's going to demonstrate is a toe tap. Okay, with his toe tap, it's very rhythmic. Okay, does a very good job of getting his distance with his front heel. Okay, and notice that his hands stay back over his back foot. Okay, go ahead and show him a leg kick. All right, very good. Now, when we do a leg kick, we want to be very soft. We don't want the leg kick to rock his back. We want to keep all of our momentum in the middle of our body. Okay, so the leg kick is going to go up and down and then out. Okay, very gradual. Okay, so he's not going to have any movement back. Okay, and he's down and out. Very good job. This is the 5 parts of the swing. The swing started with a touchdown of the heel. Okay? This position is called touchdown. Now with the bat over the back foot. Okay, good angles towards the pitcher. Okay, and our heel distance is very good, and the front foot is open to 45 degrees. Okay, with our strides, we're trying to achieve our bell in line or below the ball. Okay, the next position is called launch. Okay, he's going to start his knee towards the pitch. Okay, the back heel is going to be elevated. No angle is going back away from the pitcher. His heel is driving up into the ball. Okay, if you shoot a laser through the back of your knee, it should come out the front of the knee and directly to the back of the ball. Okay, the second part of the launch is his back is going to flatten out. This is going to actually get his bat on plane so he can enter the next position. The next position is called slot. Okay, his elbow is going to fold into the slot position. Okay, a lot of hitters will get it very tight, even in front of their hip. Okay, what this allows is this forearm, okay, to really be driving towards the pitch, and to create maximum rotational power, he's going to keep his hands back. Notice that his knob of his bat is directly over his back foot in this position. Okay, this position, okay, is called slot. One of the most important positions in baseball. Okay, now he's going to engage his hips, and his hips are going to turn. And as he turns his hips, okay, we're going to want to create separation. So our shoulders are going to try to close and stay closed off. Okay, this power right here is very important. He's going to keep turning his hips, turning his hips, turning his hips, and as he turns his hips, his front foot is going to roll. Okay, that's going to allow him to get into what we call the linear position. Okay, now the bat is traveling linear towards the pitcher. He has not released the barrel at all. Okay. Now, from this position, he's going to control his bat angle with his high lead elbow. Okay, so as he strikes this baseball, okay, to the sweet spot, his high lead elbow is controlling the angle of the bat. Okay, it's a very nice position. Notice that if you look from the side, he's at a 50-50 with his body weight. Okay, projecting into the ball. Very good. One thing that's very common for players when they come out of their load into touchdown is they get a shoulder wrap. Okay, and it's very hard to identify from most angles, and it happens very fast. Okay, so most hitters never realize that their shoulders are pointing towards the ball here. Okay, this is a very long bat path. So what we teach our hitters is that they need to understand where their body position is in body control. Okay, so now when we straighten his shoulders, okay, he will now realize that, oh my gosh, my angles are to the pitcher now, but look where our hands have ended up. Okay, they're way in front of the ball. This is going to equal no power, very poor contact. So what we're going to work to from this position is getting that hands back, okay, and make sure that knob stays over the ball. Okay? Now this is a very key position. The arm is not locked out to an arm bar, but it's very much extended, and he's engaging both his tricep and his bicep. Okay, he's gripping the bat from the bottom 3 fingers on both hands. The top 2 fingers are just used as resting towards the ball. That'll allow maximum wrist flexion into the pitch. Okay, so that's a very important position to make sure that you understand your body control of being connected to the ground, and also your angles to transfer the energy into the ball. One thing that's very important is understanding your timing at the plate. Okay, when the pitcher releases the ball, okay, we want to make sure that our foot is at the highest point. This ball represents the release point of the pitcher. Okay, our foot, when the pitcher is at release, is going to be at the highest point and attacking the baseball. Okay, the second baseball represents when our heel touches down. Okay, and that position in our swing is called touchdown. Okay, so when the ball is halfway to the plate, okay, our heel is going to touch down. Okay, this is very important to practice. Okay, it does not matter the distance from the pitch. Okay, so if the pitch is being released from 60 feet 6 inches, okay, or the pitcher is bound at 60 feet 6 inches, the average distance going to be released from is 54 feet. Okay, that's very hard to simulate a lot of strikes for a hitter to be doing in practice. Okay, this is why it's very important that sometimes we do front toss to simulate pitches at a smaller distance so our timing can be correct. Okay, this third pitch represents when we make contact. Okay, so we have to understand that the ball has to be in front of the plate when we make contact. Okay, velocity is definitely a killer of good hits because the ball gets deeper into the hitters. Here we have a core velocity belt strapped to one of our hitters. This is very important for us to make sure that we're making aggressive movement in the ball with effortless power. Okay, this is going to promote our separation. Okay, this is a very good drill that we allow our hitters to work their hips. Okay, as they work into the slot and into the rotation. So this is going to help his hips rotate through, okay, in front of his hands. Okay, so as we work here, it's very important we keep tension on the knob of our bat. We can control his whole swing because all of his power is being centralized into the knob of the bat. As he rotates into linear position, okay, he has not released the bat head, okay, and then he has high lead elbow angle that can control the sweet spot and make sure that we're maximizing our launch angles into the back of the ball. Okay, very important that our launch angles are 7 to 15 degrees. Okay, not any higher, not any lower. Okay. Now that the hitter has landed, notice that his front foot is at a 45-degree angle. Okay, this foot needs to be allowed to roll the energy to the outside of the front foot. If this foot is not allowed to roll, his energy will hit a block. Okay, you cannot let the energy hit a block. It needs to rotate all the way through. As he transfers his weight from his backside, it'll force his front foot open. Okay, he'll come down, he'll come through and strike the baseball. Okay, from striking the baseball, he's going to get his extension after contact towards his hitting field. Notice his angles of his knees and his bat and his body center mass are pointing to where the ball is directed. Okay. Very good. That's called underspeed training with resistance. Pulling the front hip out of the way, which is allow the front foot to open. Okay. He's got a slight angle here. Okay. There's 3 hip actions. Okay. A linear hip action, a rotational hip action, okay, and what we call leaning on the hip. Okay. Now from this position, okay, he's got his extension towards his hitting field. Okay. He's going to allow this to go through. Okay. Now notice his top hand comes off. Okay? If you're going to finish with top hand, okay, one hand finish, it needs to go down to the ground. Okay. So he needs to work back down. The hand needs to be in line with the belt. You'll see some hitters where they'll actually allow the bat to go to the ground. Some hitters that will have their barrel up. Okay. But notice the common denominator is that the hand's in line with the belt. Okay, if you have a 2-hand finish, okay, your 2-hand finish needs to be below the cut of the shoulder. Okay, so you need to work your finish down. Okay, making sure that your energy is working down to the ground. Okay, remember your power comes from the ground. You got to condense the energy to the ground on the finish. So here, this is an active basic stretch that we do with our hitters. Okay, we have a little tension on the hip flexor as he works his way up. Okay, he's going to work that hip forward with keeping his shoulder square. He's really maximizing his separation by make sure that he's in sync with his body. Okay, so go back down. Okay, and we allow the hitters to work up. Okay, very nicely done. This is a very important drill to understand the rhythm and timing of a hitter. Okay, we do this drill very often. We bring a pitcher very close and have him go through his full windup. During this process, right, the hitter continues his rhythm and movement. Okay, but we make sure that he starts aggressive moving the ball earlier than anticipated. Okay, he's allowed to hang if the ball's not in the position where it needs to be. So if he is early with his start, okay, he can hang his front foot, travel his front foot for distance, and then when the ball gets to the halfway point, we get our heel down. Notice I made a good movement in the ball. My body center mass attacked the baseball.